Hey there, friends. Nibs again. Out here in the garage tonight, doing a little bit of goofing around. It is a another cold and snowy day outside, so perfect day to get out here in the garage. And tonight we're going to do a little bit of testing on the Venturi Alpha. A lot of people have been asking for this, and we're going to get right after it. This is a pretty cool gun. One or two little quirks I'm going to tell you about while we're talking about it, kind of a little review here, but mostly we're going to do a chronograph shot string. I've got two magazines over here, two 10-round magazines topped off with Crossman Premier hollow points, and I have the gun fully charged to 3650 or 250 bar. So we're going to run through the 20 and see where that gets us. Some people have been saying a good 18 shots, some people saying a full 20. So we're going to run through those first. You guys saw when I unboxed it the other day, I did a trigger pull test and it was about 13 and a half or 3.5 pounds. 3 pounds, 8 ounces was the average. And I did do some work on this, and this, you're going to like this. But let's get into the chronograph readings, and then we'll, like I said, I got two 10-round magazines loaded up here. I haven't ran this across the chronograph at all, so I have no idea what it's going to do. Hopefully it'll at least register here for us. All right, red dot is on. I don't have any downrange camera right now. Oh, you know what? I didn't have my lights on, so now we've got one shot as an error, and then it errored when I turned the lights on, so hopefully, there we go, that's better. 851, that's pretty good. All right, so shot number 3, duplicate 851. This is a regulated gun. .852, and shot number 5. Did I get a reading on that one? I guess I did. So far we're one shot spread here, or 1 foot per second spread. Oh, 847. .848. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing here because this does not have last round hold open. All right, so is that the last one? One more in this magazine. .852. So far we've got a spread of 8 and a average of 850.4. We're still doing pretty good on air. I think we're going to get pretty consistent shots through the next magazine. I'm not sure exactly where the regulator's set on this thing, but we'll figure that out. Let's keep another error. Why? 851. 852. 847. 853. 845. 842. Seem to be dropping off a little bit here. So we are sitting at about, so I don't know how to convert bar here, but we're sitting at about 100 or 10.15 bar. Should be 150 bar, right? Yeah. Let's see here. And I have 4 more shots. Let's just keep on going. We'll see how it goes here. 846. We're still got a lot of shots in the green though. or a lot of, and we're second to the last, right? And we're dipping off here. One more. So starting to dip off, but 824 is still a good usable shot. And 819. So let's see where we're at here. We're still well in the green. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to load up one more mag and just keep going with it and see where it gets us. So this is one thing that's kind of funky with these magazines is the loading here. It's got this little catch right here that makes it difficult to get the pellets in. So I rotate one click so when you see here, you can rotate one click. And now you've got that hole open. You can fill that up. But the last one, you got to squeeze in past that little catch tab. I don't know why they changed up these magazines. There's no reason this gun wouldn't run off from a magazine like a Marauder or a Beeman or the other Air Venturi guns that I have, except for the mag well on it's like 2 millimeters wider or deeper or whatever you want to call it. So the thickness of the magazine is a little bit thicker. That's one of my gripes with this gun is they changed the magazines. I've got dozens of magazines for all these guns that interchange with each other, including the Air Venturi guns that I have, and they went and changed it. So all right, so now we're starting on shot 21 here. 815, 807, 801. Definitely rolling off the mag now, or I'm talking, got mags on the brain. Rolling off the regulator. 784, 774. You could still, that would still be huntable if you really needed to. I think I got one more shot here. All right, so there's a good full shot string right there. 10 more shots. But so now that we've got that run through, so the one big gripe I have again is the magazine is not a standard size. So I've got the Air Venturi Avenger over there. I've got the Beeman, what is it? The 2027. I've got all the Pinty guns, all of the Crossman guns, all use the same magazine. So the 22 caliber ones would work just fine in this if they used the same one. But these magazines are like I said, 2 millimeters thicker than the other magazines. So the other ones just push right through. So I'm sure that, Big Air Precision or Maple Custom Mags will come up with something to take care of us, because I think those magazines are kind of funky, but I really do enjoy the other magazines that we've come to know and enjoy. But shot cycle's really good on it though. Right there where people said about 20 shots of on just rolling off the reg at 19 shots. But so now here's the big thing. So I really like it with this red dot. Are very accurate. I just blew a huge hole in the target down there, but so our previous reading on this was, if you remember, about 3 pounds 8 ounces. Now we are sitting at 11.7 ounces. Let's do a three pull average. Ooh, I think I pulled into that one a little bit, but it's still under a pound. And 10.5. That gives us an average of 12.5 ounces. So let me tell you a little bit about what I did. So it's really nicely adjustable right off the bat. There's three, four screws under here that you can adjust. The front one adjusts the sear engagement. The one thing I did do was the actual trigger return spring was pretty heavy duty. So I drifted out this. There's actually 2 pins right here. You can see the rear pin, upper rear pin there. You drift that out, and you want to go from left to right, and then you can take that whole trigger assembly out. And I changed, it's a little spring in there, but it's really heavy wire, and it's exactly the same size as a ballpoint pen, click pen spring. And I swapped it out with that. That was one of the main things I did. The other thing I did was you can actually see the sear engagement right inside this hole here. I adjusted the sear engagement, and I used some 7,000 grit sandpaper, and I buffed the tip of that sear, and just made it so smooth and light. I mean, it's just, you just don't even have to think about it, and it just, but for those who didn't see my other video, it's really nice. You can fold this right up, and makes it real compact, so you can throw this in a backpack or something to go backpacking. The air is still in the green. I mean, you can probably get quite a few more shots off of this guy before you would really run out. I always leave the air fill probes in there. There's really no need to take them out. It just wears out your rubber O-rings. But there you go. That's a really good shot count. 20 shots on this little, this is the miniature, the micro version of this gun. They do have another version that has a longer barrel and a longer tube. And then they do have several versions that have air bottles, including a pretty large carbon fiber bottle. But I really wanted to get the one that was, pretty compact, because I think that will very much compare to my Notos. And I also want to put it up against my Hatsan Jet. I got a few others around here that are ones that I, my Buck Rail 2027 custom build is very comparable to this. My Diana Chaser, even though it's CO2, very comparable to this. So we'll be doing a lot of, maybe down the road, I'll get one with a bottle, or one with at least the extended barrel. I think that one's a little more closer to, like, some of the other, real rifle-sized guns that have come out in recent times. But hopefully, probably Big Air Precision will beat everybody to the punch. But hopefully somebody will come out with one of those magazines that we know and love with the, let's see, here's my box of magazines. So all these magazines that we know and love with the, you just rotate and put your pellet in there like that, and then you end up with a zero stop. That's another thing I wish they had on this, is a zero stop. When you get shooting, you forget, lose count, and then you end up shooting a blank. But there you go. We'll get the scope on this next, get it out to the range. Everybody that I'm seeing shooting this thing is really doing well with it as far as accuracy goes. So hopefully we'll see the same thing. I still haven't done anything as far as trying to take the moderator off or anything. It is very quiet. It is actually very quiet, very garage friendly or backyard friendly. I'm sure maybe one of the Buck Rails or one of the other companies suppressors might quiet it down a little bit, but you know, for what it is, from all the guns that I've got that came with a factory installed regulator or compensator or silencer, whatever you want to call it, I think this is the most quiet. The No-Toast wasn't this quiet with the stock moderator on it. But anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Just another step in the saga with this Alpha, and we'll definitely be shooting it out at the range next. So till next time, have a great day.